This episode is sponsored by the Biztool Boutique because running a salon is hard enough. Your salon should give you freedom, profit, and a team that make you proud to be a salon owner. That's exactly why I created the Biztool Boutique. Simple, done-for-you systems you can download and implement straight away. Not another long-winded course that you'll never finish. Just the exact tools I use today in my own highly profitable salon. From pricing and profit share frameworks that lock in growth to team management tools that give you back your time and retail mindsets that finally stick, every program is designed to fit into your busy life and actually work. Because let's be real, salon owners don't need more on their to-do list. What you need are fast, proven systems that free you up, better cash flow, and more consistency. So you and your team can finally enjoy the business that you've all worked so hard for. Head to the link in the show notes to check out the tools that we've built just for salon owners. I know that has launched recently. How is that going?
Well, if you'd asked me that probably 3 weeks ago, I would have said completely shit.
Yeah.
Look, when you make a software completely from scratch, and it's 2 years in the making, and we finally launched it when I was in Europe, and thank God I wasn't in the salons because I think I would have lost it.
Yeah.
But look, you know, it's been 8 weeks now or 9 weeks since we've had our new program. It's getting better. We still definitely have some glitches. And that's like anything. You're not going to launch anything without having some hurdles. But it's getting better and better and better. But I can do anything I want. I can make anything I want. I can make any reporting, whatever we feel that we want, we can make it. But like I said, it's about the return on the investment. And I think once we set up the back end, and this is our next stage of our completion of our next round, because every month we just improve on it. And it would be tracking where all our clients are coming from and really giving that personal tracking where no one in our industry would be able to do that.
Right, because this was the biggest problem say, when you are running Google ads.
That's right.
It's tracking conversions, right? And you can't do that. Do you know what's funny? I actually have it set up for us that I can track conversions now with Forest. Through Google, but it still doesn't give you that 100% like closed loop marketing, which is so that you can't actually track that.
Yes. So
customer.
How can you track it? Yeah. In what way? You can only track it when that client comes into your website.
Yes. So you track it when they come in and when they've made a purchase.
That's right. But you can't track it. You cannot track their journey.
Yes, exactly.
Before they book with you.
Right.
And with our system, I can track them way before their journey, before they even go into our website and press the book me. And that is going to be so strong.
Yeah, that's so creepy.
That is creepy.
Right?
No, that is creepy. But other industry does it. The real estate agent does it. I can really see that, you know, they've gone to one video from maybe one of my staff members and then they've jumped on to our Google reviews. Yeah. And then they've come to maybe my TikTok and then they've gone to our Instagram. So it might have taken 4 platforms and then they've gone in to our website. Yeah. But we can see even that they've gone into our website and they've done nothing, not even they've just looked without booking. Yeah. And then we can sort of track these clients and really focus on these clients that they were definitely interested in us. But what can we do now because they haven't still booked? Press that magic button and say, book me. So what can we do to entice them? Because they're 90% there.
So tell me,
what do you do? Well, I don't know because we're setting this up still. Remember, it's a slow process. But I will tell you once we track when everything's all live. But we're in the process of doing this back end stuff. We had to make sure that our booking system flowed and made it seamless. That was easy until now we're working on the back end.
You'll be able to find out exactly where people get stuck and where they, where they stop, which is going to be really valuable.
That's valuable. That's just going to be
even
amazing.
Finding that out, you're going to be able to problem solve that. You're going to be able to spend less on advertising.
100%.
On paid ads.
That's what I did.
You're going to understand.
Yes. Because, we don't know. I spend so much money on Google ads that maybe we should flip that and start utilizing more money in Meta.
Yeah.
Because we only spend around about maybe around about.
Well, you guys don't do
1,006. Hey? We do a little bit.
Oh, you do now?
Bit. Yeah, a little bit. We're only about like 1,500 a month.
Okay.
It's not big.
Yeah.
But on Google, we spend around about 12,000 or something like that a month. But just imagine finding out and maybe just thinking, well, we're not really getting that conversion on Google. We're spending all this money.
Yeah.
What about we putting more money in Meta and we're getting more conversion?
Yeah.
But we all just crossing our fingers and thinking, okay, well.
That's what is working for us.
Yes.
So it is definitely changing.
What, the Meta? You mean the Meta
for
ads?
Sure. Versus Google. I think, all the attention right now is on Google ads because you went around telling everybody to go on Google ads. So then
now
you jumped up our keyword price. Thank you.
Oh, exactly. Now it's probably $7 a click. Yeah, exactly.
So when I came to you and you introduced me to the person that you used, and I've just loved him. He's great.
Yeah.
And now I still talk to him sometimes, but I finally got to get him off my invoices, and we run our own Google ads and stuff now.
So you don't use Jerry anymore?
We don't use them anymore. But I found that whole thing just opened up a whole different
avenue.
Yes.
And you just see your business in a different perspective. And that's why, we started our shadowing program. Everyone wants something different. And if you can just see a few things that are different. And I learn from you guys as well when people, tell me something, I think, oh my God, that's a great idea. I'm going to implement in that. And that's how it should be. We should be sticking together and sharing, and it should be no secrets. We should just be lifting this industry up, not like thinking, well, I'm not going to tell because, I'm scared that, a little bit of competition.
Yeah, there really is enough clients for all the salons. It's the problem is the salons can't keep the clients in because they're not offering a good enough service or they don't have the team members for that. But there's not a client shortage problem.
Yeah.
Like we all have our weeks. I'm sure you even have your weeks where it falls apart.
Exactly.
And what do you guys do when that happens?
I drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I go for the bottle. You saw me on the Instagram the other Friday night. You reached out. It's like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, just another shit week,
Yeah.
And it's shit week. It just could be not shit week in takings. I'm talking about just, as a salon owner, you absorb so much more. And you just think, I just on a Friday night, I just want to have a beautiful glass of champagne and I don't want to talk to anyone. And that's how I felt on Friday night, and it's after all these years of being in business, I still have those days and those weeks and those nights.
It's nice to know you are human.
Yeah,
because sometimes I think, I think nothing phases Sharlene.
No, it does. It does. It just, I'm just a strong type of person. But when I'm at home, Mal gets the brunt of it. He's
so funny, your husband.
Oh my God.
He kills me.
I know.
He needs his own TikTok.
Everyone says that.
Oh my God. I think most of his words are curse words. Yeah. Like it's so funny.
I know. I mean, everyone loves him when I put him on my socials and, because he's just real and he really doesn't give a shit on what he says. That's just Mal. And I think people, and that just proves to you.
Do you know what my favorite comment was somebody on that one with Mel when you guys are cutting up the salad and somebody says, you're talking about the trolls. You're responding back to a troll, and somebody goes, "Oh, well, she's so good at it because look at how her husband talks to her." She's just used to it. And I was thinking, shit.
I saw that. I was like,
really funny.
My God, that's funny.
Yeah.
I was actually going to save that comment and get Malcolm to respond, so I might do that.
That one was really funny.
Yeah,
but
that was really funny.
I don't know how to take that comment, but it was hilarious, actually.
Yeah,
it was like true.
It's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone loves him and my mum. Everyone loves my mum on my videos as well. My mum's a bit of a hit on there.
I think it's nice to see content that right now that's not just models on people's socials.
Yeah.
You get to see like real people talking, swearing, talking shit.
Exactly.
And that's where I feel
it's like a reality show, and I think that's my life.
Yeah.
But it's not a reality show. It's real shit that goes on every day.
Yeah. And it just never ends. And that's where I think by the end of the week you do have, it's like you live 100 lives, and you're like, you never know what the day is going to throw at you. And you go to work thinking you're going to do one thing and you never end up. I was saying to the girls last night, I was like, it took me, because I just pushed through the payroll on a Tuesday. I didn't end up putting it through till like 8:30 at night because so much shit just keeps happening. You walk in, first thing you get is a resignation, and then you're like, fuck, now I got to deal with that and sort that out. And then you get a phone call, something else happens, client comes in and something's wrong from the other day, or now you're on the floor fixing that. Like, it's just
I hear you.
Hectic. Like, you just don't have time, I think, to run a really successful salon. You don't have time to be booked on the floor with clients. Like, how can you be available to help your team?
Yeah, 100%.
If you're doing your own clients. I do clients on a Saturday, and it's the only day that I will run a column, and usually I try to have it really skimp, only a couple people, because I'll end up doing all the other things.
All the overflow,
But I like having that still, and I'll make some content or whatever, but it just, I always tell people, especially if it's a first-time client, I said, I'm sorry, but I'm going to give you really terrible service today, because I will get pulled from you 10 times. And just to let you know, the next time you're in, we won't get interrupted as much, because that's just what happens if I try to run a column. And that's why I just
that's why I don't run a column. Yeah. I only take like 2 regular clients in a day when I work on the floor Thursday, Friday and Saturdays. And then I will definitely help the girls or, make content or whatever. But I do love making content. I find that the last 18 months, I should have done this a long time ago because it is, I do love it. I love making content with my mum, my husband, the girls at work, my life. I've just been in Italy. It was just so natural. I just pick up the camera and whatever. And that's what I think people like. It's not pre-thought. It's not I better say this because the consumer is going to like it. It's just be you.
Yeah.
And either people are going to love you or they're going to hate you.
Yeah. And I think you've definitely found that flow, and that's why it's easy for you now that you can just whip out the camera.
I can just, one second. And now I'm so good at editing my own videos.
So do you do all your own editing?
I prefer to do my own editing.
Yeah.
When some of the girls would edit for me, I just find they're just cutting back the right missing consultations that I really want to get across.
Yeah.
So I prefer doing my own, or sometimes my youngest son helps me do some of my editing as well.
Right.
And he's very quick as well. But yeah, it doesn't take me long at all.
Yeah. How long does it take you to edit a video? Because I think that's the hardest thing to me is it's like you got the content, then you're sitting there for 2 hours editing a video.
Yeah. It used to take me 2 hours, trust me. But now I would say the less content you get, like with a consultation video, if you try not to, if you say 7 minutes, it'll probably take me, like I had my hair done yesterday and I had 7 minutes of me having my hair done, and this morning it took me 20 minutes.
Right. Okay. That's pretty good. And because you know the places that you wanted to cut as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Which
and I know
the
key words.
Yes.
So I think a lot of people start their videos on, hi, how's it going? Or what are you having done today? Swipe, this is boring. So what I do is listen to my whole video, take something that could be like right in the middle that, I went something that is appealing that you think that it sounds like a good hook, I just split it and then put that at the beginning of the video.
Yep, and then play it again from the start.
And then play it again, and then I might move my consultations around.
Yeah.
Anything that sounds boring, I get rid of.
Yeah, awesome.
People don't want to listen to bored.
No, and our attention span is just so short.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, like, that video I did with my husband, I had to cut that out because, you don't want to know what he said.
Yeah,
but,
I can imagine.
I had to cut that out, and I was like, oh, my God.
Something about incest.
My son was sitting on Elliot was sitting on the lounge, and he's laughing, and I'm like, oh, Mao, you can't say that on TikTok. Oh, can't you? I'm like, no, darling, you can't.
Oh, it's so good. I love that.
Oh, my God, funny.
So you have your team all has their own social media accounts?
Yes.
Now, I will say I have never had my team have their own social media accounts. I have always had
control of them.
No, I just don't. They don't have them. We only have our salons one.
So how do they get content? Well, how are they encouraged to do any content?
Yes. So we have a full-time content creator, which is Amber. We have somebody in the salon that does our stories, and she gets like a weekly amount to be doing stories daily. And I think one of the things for me was I was really hesitant on doing that, because I'm worried about building
them up.
Yes. Yeah, building their own brand when I want them to be part of our brand.
Yeah.
And also if somebody was to say blow up or something, and somebody gets a bit of an ego about it, and then the other people feel like, some people are getting more attention, and all those like unknown things that can kind of happen. And also, I guess, because I want them to concentrate on the clients and not have to worry about the content as much, because a lot of the times, like, they can still go and get the content and send it to us, and we'll put it on our page and that, but they just don't have their own social media. And
has any of them asked?
Yes, I have over the years, like a couple of them, and I've always explained it to them why we do that. And then they've always said that makes sense for us. And so it's always been okay. And so I go back and forth and go, it would be great if you guys could do that. But then I think, I'm hesitant on it, on how that would change for my business. The implications of people taking clients. I mean, if people are going to leave, the clients are going to find them anyways.
I think a lot of salon owners think like you, that they, feeling like, they're our clients. They come into circles, and then they're making content on their page, and then it's building them up. But at the end of the day, like you said, there's no guarantee that client's going to stay at Circles when that person is going to leave. But it's really nice to actually get these guys that work for us to showcase their beautiful work and to take pride, and then really look at that and really have that consistent. And I can tell you, out of 50 team members, there's only around about maybe 7 that are consistent with their pages. Because posting there one week and then not posting another week, and then posting twice in a month, and then not posting at all for a month. I wouldn't say that that's strong on your socials.
No.
I want someone strong in their socials is they have to post 3 times a week.
Yeah. And what do you do says you pay commission for that?
Yeah. I pay $150 a week.
Wow. Okay. For how many posts?
3 times. But it has to have a face-to-face consultation video in that.
Okay. So it can be any other 2 things in one consult video.
Yeah. But if they don't want to do a consult because they feel like they're hungover, or they're feeling that they've got a pimple on their face, and they're feeling like they're not feeling it that week, then they can just do a voiceover with a photo or something like that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you do anything to protect your business with the accounts? Do you own the Instagram accounts? So they're theirs still. So
yes. But they do sign that if they leave, they have to take every post down, because they're my clients.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
So they've already signed.
You do something to protect.
That's right. So when we just had a senior stylist leave.
Yeah.
And she deleted all her posts, and she did her whole apprenticeship.
Yeah.
So we encourage all our apprentices to start a page from the very beginning. So you could just imagine 4 years that she took every photo down, and that was really nice because we didn't have any pushback with her, and she had a lot of respect, and that was great. And we respect that. She respects that, and she took everything down. But she's got all those followers.
Yeah,
she just took all the photos down.
Yeah,
but then she still built her following.
Yeah,
so she can just post anything she wants, and then it's up to them.
For sure.
There's no guarantee.
Yeah. This episode is sponsored by the Biztool Boutique because running a salon is hard enough. Your salon should give you freedom, profit, and a team that make you proud to be a salon owner. That's exactly why I created the Biztool Boutique. Simple, done-for-you systems you can download and implement straight away. Not another long-winded course that you'll never finish. Just the exact tools I use today in my own highly profitable salon. From pricing and profit share frameworks that lock in growth to team management tools that give you back your time and retail mindsets that finally stick, every program is designed to fit into your busy life and actually work. Because let's be real, salon owners don't need more on their to-do list. What you need are fast, proven systems that free you up, better cash flow, and more consistency. So you and your team can finally enjoy the business that you've all worked so hard for. Head to the link in the show notes to check out the tools that we've built just for salon owners. All right, so I've got a little role playing to do with you.
Oh, great. So you're making me work on my day off. Thanks, Charlie.
I am your underperforming team member.
Yeah.
I've been with you for a few years.
Yeah.
And I religiously am underperforming.
Okay.
And, I'll have a good week and then I'll have about a bad 3 months.
Okay.
How do you handle that? And if you were to have a conversation with me, how would you handle that? How do you get somebody that is underperforming to really step it up or to move on?
Okay. So I'd say, Charlie, we've gone through our figures before. You've gone through your figures. So what is happening? What is happening with your personal life? Because I feel that you're just not motivated. You're not doing you're not giving the client the full service. What's happening? I want you to really talk to me because I feel that you can tell that sometimes you don't want to be in the salon because I can just see in your figures that you just can't be bothered. I want you to tell me and explain what's going on. What can I really help you with? Because I feel it's really concerning. You're finishing your apprenticeship in the next couple of weeks and now you're stepping up as a senior and you're still not going to hit your targets, which is quite worrying. And you still need to build your books. What can I do as a salon owner to help you hit your targets? Tell me.
Well, I guess my boyfriend just pays for everything, so money's not really an issue for me.
Okay, so do you just want to just do the hair and you don't want to do its full consultations, just like the Circles way? What is stopping you doing that full consultation that Ben and Emma has gone through? What is stopping you doing like everyone else in the salon?
I think I just forget.
So you forget. Okay. So have you ever thought about maybe pulling your hours so when you've become a senior, maybe you don't work full time because obviously money isn't that important to you? Maybe start working maybe part-time or cut your hours down. So then when you come into the salon, you have a bit of a skip in your step because at the moment I can really tell that your energy isn't there and it is a high energy salon, but I'm not getting it from you and I'm really worried. I'm worried. Do you feel that you need to take holidays or something? Or maybe when you become a senior, maybe it'd probably be a good idea that you go and look for another salon that maybe isn't really up for hitting their targets or having that strong performance like we do. If you just want to go in to a salon, do your work because money's not important to you, you just forget, that's not really being an amazing hairdresser, don't you think? I'd
like to call my mom.
Yeah, well, here's a mobile caller. Fuck off.
I'm scared, Sharlene. I was like, that was good. How much would I have to pay you to come and say that to one of my team members?
I just reverse the roles. When I know that they're underperforming, I would definitely reverse the roles and making sure that it's their idea that maybe it's time for them to go, because at the end of the day, if they don't want to be part of our culture and what we do, it's like you have one rotten egg in your team and it just spreads.
Yeah.
And then they're going to say, well, Charlie isn't doing it, so why should I do it? Then Melissa's not doing it, so Charlie's not doing it, so why? It just spreads. You'd be best just to just push them out slowly.
Isn't it amazing when a D player leaves, a C player turns into a B player, the B players turn into an A player?
Yeah.
Like it changes so drastically when that person is gone, and sometimes you don't realize it until they have moved on, what impact they were really having on the other people around them, because it almost becomes, I don't know, like it's not cool to try.
Yeah. And I think these guys, they go to another salon and then they actually realize how good they've had it.
Yeah.
And then, 6 months later, 8 months later, they're, asking for their job back.
Yeah.
So sometimes sometimes it's not they're right. They're not aligning with the circles or with the salon brand at that right time on what's going on with their lives. So it's just best for them just to move on. I really feel that I've gone through that I've just done everything in my power to keep them, because I just think by the time I get another senior or another apprentice, it's, you might as well just settle for what you got, but we can't settle for what we got anymore. It's best for them just to go.
It's hard. It's hard to have to make those changes, but it's always worth it.
Yeah.
Once it's changed, you're like, okay, we've done the work now. It's okay. And then someone else is
definitely,
someone else is on rotation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I have a few questions that people have asked me to ask you. Do you actually, when it comes to your budget, like it's obvious that you guys are turning in a huge amount of money, more than any other salon in Australia, I'm pretty sure. Are you?
I don't know. Everyone's figures.
I guess not everybody puts in for the awards every year, so it's hard to know what everybody is doing.
Well, I didn't go in this year. I mean, winning 7 years in a row, Salon Business of the Year, and winning it 7 years in a row, I just thought, I better have a break.
Give someone else a turn.
Give someone else a chance.
Now, with your figures, and when you talk about, say, marketing, any kind of budgeting, do you guys actually do a budget, or are you kind of winging what you're spending on, say, education and...
Look, at the very beginning, years ago, I definitely would have a budget, and everyone asked me, what is the perfect percentage of how much I should be spending in education? What is the perfect percent I should spend on marketing? Nothing is a magic number. We don't have a magic number. The only thing that I could say is just be consistent. If you can only afford $1,500 a month in your marketing, then just spend $1,500 consistently throughout. But don't pull back if you've got a shit week or a shit month. And this is what happens. It just fluctuates too much. Their commitment, they go, okay, I've got $1,500 every month. Then, June, July, August was terrible. And then they ring up their marketing guy and say, okay, you got to pull that back, only do $200. And that's the inconsistency that does affect the business. So I would just say whatever you do is just being consistent in your business. Yeah.
Do you ever find that, do you ever have weeks that you guys don't break even?
No.
I'm sure you did at one stage.
100%. Look, we had some shocking when we were because we had a lot of problems with when we put our software in, we had, a couple of weeks there that was our booking system wasn't
with online
smooth.
bookings.
And we like the Fitzgerald Salon have 75% of our online booking, so it definitely affected it.
Right.
But we knew that it wasn't going to be long term.
Yeah.
We knew what was happening because of our new booking system.
Right. Okay. Are you ever going to make that booking system for the public, do you think?
Yeah, maybe another year.
Okay.
But I would love to do that.
Yeah.
But I think we just need to make it just so amazing that then we probably can maybe launch it to maybe just a few salons, like some of my salons that I have worked with in the shadowing program to try to get that feedback.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
We just switched to Forest and that had tons of bumps in the road still. I think anytime you are going to switch systems, doesn't matter how long it's been around, it's going to have, you're going to have issues.
You're always going to get pushback from the team members. I was used to shortcuts and now I'm going to Forest or whatever it is. I mean, all my team hated our new software because we were Timely for so long. So they're like, oh, this is no good, and Timely does this and Timely does that, because we're still bringing out and improving our booking system as well.
Yeah. Amazing. That's so cool. How much did it cost you guys to create that?
Well, I think we're up to nearly 300,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, for God's sake. I'm not seeing any return on investment. So I just hope this back end is really going to help us.
That's why you're going to hopefully want to be able to on-sell
but
it.
By the time they do that, I'll be retired.
Is that the next plan? How far away are you from that? How old are you? I have no idea.
I'm 58.
Okay.
59. 59.
And do you have a plan for how long?
Look, I don't. I'm enjoying what I'm doing now. But like I said, I love doing a bit of business education and doing my bit for the industry as much as I can because, there's not a lot of people that do it. Yeah. And there's a lot of coaches that do it. But then those coaches really haven't had a business for like 15 years. So I think that's why people resonate with me a lot, because I'm walking the walk. I've got the business. I know the problems they're having because I'm exactly the same. Yeah. So that's why they can really feel that they can align with me personally. Yeah. And obviously me being on social media makes a big difference as well.
Do you think hairdressers are getting lazier, or are they actually burnt out in regards to people wanting to do more one-on-one style appointments?
It depends on the person. It's really hard to sort of put that in a box, because I just feel that I look at my team of 50 and I wouldn't say not one of them are lazy. Yeah. Definitely. They wouldn't, if it's a half a head is booked in and they really know and they're true to themselves and they know that that client needs a full head, they will then do a full head as long as the client understands and we get them the results. So I really do depend on the person. And like I said, when you usually know of a lazy stylist, and obviously because our salons are very high energy and busy, they really don't last, because lazy people, they're not attracted to our brand. Yeah. They would never come in and ask for a job.
No. That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
And how are you finding what is your best way of finding new team members, not apprentices, but qualified?
Yeah.
Are you building them up from apprentices, or do you still take on qualified seniors?
I'm just in the process of sponsoring a guy at the moment. If I sponsor, they would have to have a lot of experience, 18 years plus. Right. Both of the guys that I've sponsored recently, they've both had their own salons overseas in the UK. So, they're bringing something back into the team, like educating my team. because they've got so much experience. But, yeah, I really do feel that it's building them up from the ground up, their apprentices, and making sure when they do finish their apprenticeship that they stay with us and they can really see a future in our brand.
Can you quickly explain to me your commission structure, how you structure that, and when do you start paying commission?
I pay commissions when they're apprentices.
Okay.
Because it's all about the conversations and consultations, and it's all about recommending the right products like your treatments, your bonders, and your retail. And it starts from the apprentices, and we just track their units, not their overall what they make in the salon, not their services, just on their. We actually give them money for them to do a proper consultation.
Yeah.
And a proper consultation is talking about the right treatments and the right bonders before we go ahead in colouring their hair, and then with the retail products as well.
And is that a percent then that you're giving? It's
Yes.
a percent of the sale?
So with the apprentices, I think it starts with 31 units. They get $200. 37 units, they get 7%, and it just goes up in tier to every $50. And then with our senior stylists, then it's all about the units as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have a more normal base rate and just pay higher commissions, or would you say that your hourly rates for your senior team is?
It depends on their tier. If they're a emerging stylist, senior stylist, signature stylist, artistic stylist, what sort of experience they are. So obviously, because it depends on what tier they are in the salon, because obviously from a senior stylist to an artistic stylist, the price range is around about a $35 difference.
Right.
So obviously my artistic stylists that have got 18 years plus, they need to have more money in the hourly rate, plus the commissions as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Cool. And when do you decide when those people move up to those positions?
Well, it's usually 5 years and less. We usually do like a 5 years and it comes up.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We do a similar thing with tiered pricing.
Tiered pricing, yeah.
It's been the best thing for a business.
You have to have tiered pricing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of salons that still don't do tiered pricing, which is very concerning, because that's why the salon owner is booked out, because they're charging the same as a senior stylist, or even if that senior stylist is even an artistic stylist, it's still the same price, and it just gets me. I just don't understand. And then there's they all complain. Oh, I have all my team members are standing around, but then the poor salon owner is just worked off their feet.
Yeah.
And that's when these salon owners really need to really up their prices.
And clients like to have the choice too, and some people can't afford the
100%.
next level.
But we have it all the
want that
time. Some
option.
people, they'll go to Mark for a haircut, and then they'll go to our emerging stylist for the colour.
Right.
So then they know that they'll pay a little bit more for an experienced cutter that's had 18 minutes, he's in his 50s. Of course, you're going to be paying, for that type of experience. But then they think, you know what, it's just a basic colour. I don't need Mark to put a global colour on. And pay extra $30 or extra $35.
Yeah.
I'll just get an emerging stylist. So it really works well, and it really helps those emerging stylists to really build their books and their columns up.
And how do you guys set your prices and know how much to charge? Do you have a system for, like, a framework for all of that you suggest for your shadowing clients when their pricing isn't right and they don't have that tiered pricing? Do you work that out by the hour? Or?
Oh, look, we do work on our seniors really need to work. We work on $150 an hour.
Right. Okay.
That they need to be profitable.
Right. Okay.
When I ask some salon owners, sometimes they don't know how much to charge per hour for their seniors.
Yeah.
And I think it really depends on, the rent, the overheads, the products you're getting, like everything like that. But I think these days in 2025, it should be over 120.
Yes, totally.
Otherwise, if you're working out under 120, I just don't think there's much return for the salon owner.
No, yeah.
And it's really frightful when I do speak to a lot of salon owners and they reach out to me that sometimes they're getting lower than what they're paying their senior stylists, and that's really concerning.
It's really sad, isn't it?
And I just think, why are you in business?
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're so afraid
I think people do it because they think that it's the flexibility and the time. But then, as we both know, once you actually put everything into it, you don't get much flexibility in the first 10 years because you are building and, you're not knowing your numbers that well and you're giving your team all this stuff, but then the salon owners are getting less and less, and then our costs are rising and rising and rising.
Yeah. How do you, I know this was a question from someone else, how do you decipher who gets to go away with you for certain events and who doesn't? How do they get themselves in that position where they get to go to Sydney with you or they get to travel and all the fun things that you do?
We always run incentives, as you can see. We always run incentives in the salon, and, we try to, change it up a little bit. And, last year when I think our incentive was a business class trip anywhere in the world, and Dakota, she was only a third year when she got it. She's qualified now, and she took it this year, and she just got back 2 weeks ago, and I said to her, how was your first class trip? How was it? And she just loved it. And it was really good because we try not to do the same incentive, because then it gets boring. So that incentive I love for them, for their own personal growth. So they are competing against themselves and not with someone in the team. So it's all about personal growth and how high you can get your own personal growth. So then we look at their figures from 3 months or 6 months before and then compare it to that way.
Do you handle all that or does somebody else?
Oh, no, front of house. I'm too busy to do that.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I love that. Okay, I've got a last question for you. If your salon burnt down today, both of them, what would you do? And you're not retiring. You're not allowed to retire.
Okay.
What would you do instead of what you're doing now outside of, I guess, the hair industry? Do you think you would be doing?
Yeah, I'd probably sell real estate.
Yeah? Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I would probably sell real estate. I've always, I love being with people. I love talking to people. And, it's like satisfaction that they're getting something at the end, just like when we service a client, that they're getting something beautiful at the end. And it's the same as, selling them a beautiful house or whatever.
And it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
One thing that I want to encourage with our team, as much as like sales is fun, because you are making people's many dreams come true coming into the salon or buying a house or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I think it can be really rewarding. And there's just so much negativity around hairdressers and sales that if we can just change that mindset, that it's actually really fun because it's not just about the sales, it's about the results that you get to give people, and that is super exciting. And then so is your paycheck, right? So it's such a win-win. Well, thank you so much for coming today. I always love chatting with you. You are just such a ball of energy, and you really do, I think, inspire, especially salon owners like myself that have been in the game for a little while now.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you get to those things that are really hard. You have those really stressful times, and you really do just want to fucking burn your salon down.
Oh, don't worry. I do too, darling. I do too.
It's nice to hear that you still want to burn yours down too sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that can be really hard. And I think seeing somebody that's been doing it for a long time that is still absolutely killing it the way you are is really inspiring to go, fuck, if Charlene's doing it.
Yeah.
I can stick this out.
Yeah.
I can still, I still have a few years left in me. And sometimes we just need that inspiration to
100%.
do that. So thank you for taking the hit from the trolls for us.
Oh, that's all right. But,
inspire us.
Put some prices up there, everyone, please.
Yes.
Give this girl a helping hand.
I think everybody doing that will realize if it doesn't actually harm your business in the way. Like you've probably been busier because of it.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's the right demographics. People know, and go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming today. Have a safe drive home.
Thank you. I will.
We'll see you next time.